Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of DC Best Ever. Now, before I jump into the main subject of today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about fast food fixes. Now, we all have our go-to fast food restaurant that we love to go to when we get a specific craving that nothing else will satisfy. Mine, for as long as I can remember, has been Taco Bell. I will go to Taco Bell over McDonald's any day of the week, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I know they're not Mexican food. I know it's an Americanized, a reasonable facsimile of Mexican food, but it's the flavor profile that gets me. And sometimes I think a lot of us go to certain places because of the sauces that they use, whether it be a sauce on their burger or their chicken sandwiches, or in this case, their hot sauces or volcano sauce. Now, for those of you who don't know what Taco Bell's volcano sauce is, it's the sauce that they put on their quesadillas. If you order like a chicken or steak quesadilla, there's that orangish colored sauce that they have on there that I think they cook the chicken in it. I don't know what they do with it, but it tastes good. And I looked online and I found a recipe for the volcano sauce. So with ingredients that I already had in the cabinet and the refrigerator, I'm gonna try to duplicate this recipe and see how close it is to the real thing. So I'm bringing you on this journey with me. Okay, first, let's talk about ingredients. We've got queso dip, and it doesn't matter what brand you use. You could probably use Tostitos or whatever you got in the grocery store nearby. This is our base. Garlic powder, onion powder, little paprika. And for those of you who watch Aunt Fee, know that paprika don't do for no seasoning. Cayenne pepper, that's your little kick in the butt right there. And a little cumin. Now the recipe that I found calls for a whole cup of queso. Now I'm just making a small batch, so I'm gonna improvise on this video, but I will post a link to the recipe that I found so you guys can check that out. But for those of you who are bold and just like to wing it, then feel free to follow along with me. Now, why do I have a knife instead of a spoon? Well, that's because if you use a spoon, a lot of the stuff just sticks to the outer edge of the spoon and you end up wasting it. So it's a lot easier just to use a knife or one of those like rubber spatula things. So what I'm gonna do, there's a little bit of cold water in my container here. It asks for like 2 teaspoons of cold water, but I'm probably not gonna need that much because I'm not making a whole lot, and it's just to thin it out a little bit. So I'm just gonna put a little queso in here, a few dollops, if you will, because I'm going to make a couple of chicken quesadillas myself, homemade. And I'm not gonna need a whole lot for that. All right, let me go one more dollop. And I'm gonna go ahead and start to mix this together. And that's already starting to look like the same texture of the volcano sauce that you'll get. Now, this is the other reason why I like to use a knife, because you can actually scrape the knife on the edge of your container and get the most out of everything that you're mixing together. Now, if you're used to using certain ingredients, then you'll kind of have an idea of how much that you can use without overpowering whatever it is that you're making. For a cup of queso, it called for like a pinch of garlic powder. So I'll just do a little bit. Probably a little bit more than a pinch. Onion powder, about the same amount. Not a whole lot. Paprika, I think this is probably more for color than anything else. And this is not open yet. Maybe it is, and I'm just a little slow. Oh, there we go. Paprika. I'm not afraid of it overpowering anything because I don't think it has a whole lot of flavor. But the cayenne, this is where you want to be a little careful, because too much and you're gonna be burning your mouth off. I'm not afraid of that. I would go maybe half a teaspoon. I think I did. Yeah, that's about half a teaspoon. You might want to go a quarter and just add it to taste. And then cumin, I would just go a little bit of cumin. You don't want to like go crazy with that stuff. Now grab your knife. Make sure you mix it really well because you don't want to have like a little chunk of one flavor in here. Now, take a look at that. That looks almost exactly like the stuff that you get at Taco Bell. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste and see how it is. Well, it is good, but depending on the queso that you're using, Newman's Own, their queso has a tendency to be a bit tangy, so it has like an extra like tangy flavor to it, which kind of takes away from the original Volcano sauce. If you can find just a regular, just plain nacho cheese, like even if you take Velveeta and melt that down, that would work a lot better if you're gonna make your own at home. This is good, but if you're expecting like the original, I would try Velveeta unless you can just find a regular, just plain nacho cheese somewhere else. But that is it. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna make a couple chicken quesadillas, and until my next video, you guys take care. If you're enjoying my videos, don't forget to subscribe right here. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook so you can share it with your friends. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.